so you know this room is audio and video recorded, so it's recording our voice out of the speaker, and we're being recorded.
Yes, no problem.
So it is. All right, so we are here to speak about Mr. Katsikaris.
Yes.
All right, so I'll let you start from the beginning.
Okay, no problem. Yeah, do we have to finish in a certain time there?
Nope.
No?
No?
Okay, because sometimes I have like a little problems with memory.
Yeah.
Like so there's certain events sometimes I get confused, but what I was going to say is that we were looking for a property like to buy because I always wanted to have something by the river.
Yeah.
And at that time we lived in Oshawa, and we found this property. It was a very good, I should say a little cheaper than the other marketed places, and we went to see it and we loved it. We purchased it, and the neighbor never explained that he had any problems with him, but since I always look online, I saw some videos of Steve complaining about sewage system and so on, and I didn't find a link between the owner selling the property to him yet.
Yeah.
Like I didn't know. So, but the real estate introduced us. He said, that he was complaining about sewage systems, but he shows us all the legal papers were in order. The town, my lawyer made sure that everything was in order. The town was in order with like whatever construction was done in that property.
Yep.
So we had no issues with that. I found everything in order. So I said, okay, I'll purchase the property, no problem. But we try to be like neighbors are, say hi sometimes, raise the hand and how are you doing? But he was always kind of like wearing a hood and looking down, so we couldn't really establish no relationship with him.
So you're just gonna address of this place?
That was 5.5 Trails End Road.
Okay, and that's in Norland?
Yeah, Norland.
And when did you purchase the property?
Property was purchased 2 years ago. Exactly. So it was sold on, I think, in August or September of last year. And before that, 2 years. So
okay.
2007,
2015.
2006, 2015.
Okay.
Around there. Yeah, so we owned it almost about 2 years, a little bit less than 2 years. 2 years. And during that time, like we found his family kind of like, watch, don't cross that limit, don't come to our part, because we were like, sometimes we would put the garbage kind of close to them or something like that. We didn't understand very well our limits.
Yep.
But then I saw the survey, and I spoke to someone, and they told me that the fence, where they did the fence, they did actually on the survey line. They were supposed to do like a setback of some measurement. I think it's a foot or something. But anyways, it was a problem for them, so we would make sure that we didn't cause any trouble and put the garbage exactly where it's supposed to be and stuff like that. And I also find out after that Steve had like a cabin style like cottage on the right, like if we're facing south, it was on the right, and his parents' house on the left. So we were like a sandwich in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes he would cross from his parents' place to his cabin, and he was always wearing his hood down. So I found it kind of strange the way he behaved, but I didn't bother because it's his business, he can. And his sister, every once in a while, their cat would escape, and we had like a few words here and there. How are you? Yeah, everything good. But they weren't really open to talk.
Okay.
So anyway, the time went by, and all of a sudden we started to find like cans of garbage, like cans of beer. I didn't want to make my husband upset about it or tell him too much detail, because he didn't really like the idea of having a cottage. So I always kept myself quiet. When I came, I was like looking for something that I could avoid confrontation with my husband or something, because we had kind of like an idea that they didn't really like us, because the real estate agent told me, Steve wasn't really happy that they sold that property, because I think he had an interest on the property.
Okay.
And his parents decided to sell or something, so she explained a little bit of that. She knew a little bit more of the history.
Yeah.
Anyways, and so I kind of had like a feeling that something was happening with the garbage coming out of somewhere, because we never really drank those beers, and we never really drank that kind of pop, so it was garbage that didn't belong to us.
Yeah.
And then in the end, once I found like two or three old sleeping bags on my dock. They were in very bad shape and they kind of looked like molded and all. How could these sleeping bags get into my dock, you know? But I removed them, everything. After my husband, it was obvious I couldn't hide so much garbage, so he was looking, you know, where did this come from? So I'm like, I don't know, you know, maybe we know,
Yeah.
maybe then we can't say, but we're still picking up and putting it in the garbage where it's supposed to belong and so on. So all of a sudden we decided to sell the property because we had like a second mortgage and we wanted to get rid of some small debts that we had, and we decided to put the cottage for sale. But by then we already purchased Whitby, and by then it happened that we were neighbors in both places. So he really started to probably imagine that we were following him, that we had something to do with Paul Martin, that is our next door neighbor. We didn't know there was an issue because he always speaks about Paul Martin in his videos. Then I find out that there was an issue after, you know. All the information that he provides is amazing. Like the amount of information that he releases is like scary, kind of scary, you know. And then we realized that it was an issue, and so he started to see us like informants. He has accused us of informants, that we're undercover police, that we're criminals, that we're going to make our children participate in this crime thing against him, that we have something against him. And in the meantime, he's having still problems with harassing Paul, and at the same time, he thinks that we are informants. So we're in a really bad position, but since we decided to put the cottage for sale, we were cleaning up and we found these beer bottles again that were right on the fence, and they fell over to our side, so my husband put them back on the fence, and I think he saw it, and probably he was waiting for that moment, I don't know, and he started to make videos after that, calling us all sorts of names, litter bugs, and it got to the point where he started to film us every other day or something. Sometimes I will wake up early in the morning and I will see him with his hands screaming at us and saying bad words.
Where, this is in Norland, or this is in
Norland.
Okay.
So I was like, this guy is really losing it, you know, like I don't know this behavior. So my husband, he said, you know, I am not comfortable leaving you here alone. You know, I don't want to, probably this guy sometimes is going to do something. And I said, you know, I don't feel like, I feel that he's more intimidated from us, but still I don't feel comfortable either, because who knows, you know, what's going through his mind, you know. So he's like, we're like struggling what to do, what not to do. As soon as we put the sign for sale, big scandal. He started to do more videos that we have an illegal sewage system, that and everything, all our papers are in order with the town. We had no notices that we have to change anything. We never received during that time no notices, so everything was okay. We decided to put, so he's like, we found a purchaser that he really liked the area, and he always dreamed of having a place in that lake because he grew up in that lake, and he's like, I want it, and I want it right, like as soon as possible. Can we close it as soon as possible? So we're like, okay. So because it happened so fast, and he said it was even more of a reason for him to think it was a conspiracy, that we just got rid of it. So then new accusations come into place that we are money laundering, that these new people are also part of the police. So he started to bug them for a bit, and because he never manifested his like paranoia until the end when we decided to sell the cottage, we never could foresee, you know, that he was going to cause a problem to the new owner. And he mentioned to me, you know, I saw those videos, and I said, well, we had a problem with his beer bottles, but other than that, you know, we have never found him in my property doing anything or anything like that. But by then, he already did like a video of my children. We didn't really feel comfortable because he said that he was filming us, but I feel that the camera was also pointing at my children. So my mom is like, why don't you call the police, you know, do something about it, because if something happens, at least you have a report. So I did a police report, and I hate, you know, going through all these things, but, you know, I was forced kind of in a way to do it in order to protect my family. And then he got even more angry, and the harassment continued nonstop. So I just decided to ignore. I said, as long as he doesn't, physically come to me or bother me. But then he started to trespass my property. I started to see more garbage, these huge branches on my shed. That we had no tree where it could fall down. Like all of a sudden these huge branches on. Anyways, we are like, what? Let's just move on with our lives. And then we didn't know when he was going to come to Whitby. We have a period of grace, I guess, because he was not allowed to go to Whitby. I think because of the issues that he already had with the neighbors already there. And all of a sudden when he came, then we started to see that he was driving around. And I'm like, okay, here we go again. So I come up from doing grocery.
Yep.
And I see him with his brother, like, he was laughing at me or standing, when you feel somebody that's looking at you, you turn,
yeah.
They're laughing at me. So I'm like, okay, here we go again. So as I was going inside the other day, like, he started to approach with his car and his brother.
Yep.
So I really felt really upset.
Yep.
I say, why is his brother? If he's the one that has apparently this paranoia that somebody's following him, he has some challenges that he's dealing with mentally, I don't know. Why is his brother allowing him to bug us?
Yep.
We went, like, I don't know how many times we went, like 2 or 3 times we went to talk first with his father and say, we haven't done nothing to you guys. I don't know if your son has an issue with us. If we did the problem of the beer, we put the beers in the wrong place, we apologize, but we don't want these videos, my husband is a businessman. He works as a mobile mechanic. He's really famous in Ontario. Everybody likes his work. He's putting us down. We don't necessarily want, because one thing is the freedom of speech, but the other thing is when somebody really wants to damage your dignity, your reputation, your freedom to practice your work, to enjoy your property. That's not freedom of speech. That's damaging somebody. So he was constantly giving these accusations, and we felt really bad. So anyways, when I was going into the house, I see them driving by. He's getting off the car, coming into my property, and he's starting to fill my husband's license plate on his car. So I'm like, how far does he really want to go, with this thing, He knows that we're normal people. We live a normal life. We're so busy. I have my daughters that go to church. I have my programs for swimming. I have the little ones, they have to go to school. I am always in and out of the house. He sees how busy we are. We're not like filming him with a camera so he can have probably a clue that maybe we're informants or something from the police. We don't have this behavior. We're always in and out. But when I see his brother, it really bothers me. Or when I see Steve driving with his camera in his hand and driving by my property, my children could be close to there, and by mistake he cannot brake, he can kill someone. He can get in real trouble for driving with a cell phone, filming. So I'm like, how is it possible that a person, if he has mental challenges, like people say, is driving, he's allowed to have a camera while he's driving, his parents can't really do much for him, but in the same time, his older or younger brother, I don't know what it is driving him around to allow this behavior. So instead of helping him, I feel that they are probably in denial, or they are kind of in a way allowing this behavior, and he's doing now the same. So now it used to be Steve, now they're both of them. And when you see 2 men coming into your house, I have 2 teenagers, I freaked out. I follow them, and I want to stop them, and I say, what do you guys want? Is there something that really is bothering you that I'm doing? Because I haven't done nothing to you guys. But it's impossible to reason with them. What did they tell you? You're going to go to court, you're a bad lady, you're an informant. You can't reason with people like that. Like you said, like I can't really talk about anything. Because he has something in his head that nobody's going to take away. Like, so I see myself that I'm trapped right now. Like I cannot really enjoy. Now I heard his last videos, he's already saying that he's going to come after us as soon as he's done whatever process it's going through right now. So I am concerned again that this is probably going to be like a hiccup, and then he's going to go back to the same. So I am concerned that I don't want to go as far as like spending money in a lawyer and finding somebody to defend me, because he's probably gonna try to accuse me or get me into trouble, because I have already a busy life. Every penny counts for my children's education, to try to make them happy and so on. And my time is like, I have 5 children after all. It's very difficult for me. But I don't see myself, all I want is peace.
Yeah.
That's
So what's your and your husband's plan right now at Butterfield?
We have decided to move. We're probably planning to sell, and we are afraid that if we put a sign for sale, he's gonna give us the time of our life again. Because that's what he did last time. As soon as we put the sign for sale in the cottage, he started to give us a nightmare.
So
as soon as he's back, I don't know when is he gonna be back.
If he wasn't your neighbor, would you move?
Maybe not, because we're trying to settle in a place, and my daughter's already getting used to this high school, because I came from South Asia, so I tried to be in a better place. I don't know if circumstances will probably put me in a situation where I have to move, but right now, like, he's the main focus. Like, we're really thinking that he shouldn't be beside us. So because I don't think the problem is in a remedy, because it's still a constant pattern.
Yeah.
We are planning to probably move.
Yeah, planning to move because of him, or because
Because of him, yeah.
And so when you come out of not right now, not the second, but before the police got involved, and he had come back home come back to Butterfield.
Yeah.
Can you talk about how you feel when you were coming out of your house? Like, did you know he was going to be there, or did you think he was going to be there?
Like, the few times that I saw his card, I was, like, worried. But I didn't really, like, look or show too much that I'm worried, because I don't want him to empower himself and see that I am afraid of him, too, because I have my children. But once I saw him driving by, and his intentions are obvious, that he still wants to bug us, and he still wants to make up his stories, and people these days are gullible. They will believe many things. He's posting my place information, my name, my full image. I really feel that if somebody, a crazy person, believes these stories, they can even come. They have my address. They have the way I look. They can do something to me. And who's going to protect my children? Like, they really need me right now. They are still growing. They still need my care and protection. And for a stupid reason that he's imagining that it doesn't even exist, I'm probably going to lose my life, because probably somebody from them there, because there's crazy people, they can come and do something to me. So I feel that I'm exposed, that I'm vulnerable right now. And I hope that, things don't escalate, but he's already saying, his brother is saying, he is saying, we're going to do something. We're going to do something about them. We're going to do, they have already contacted Children's Services for what they say. And they want to...
Have you ever been contacted by CIS?
No.
No, have they ever contacted? They've said that they've contacted them, but have they ever CIS ever contacted you?
No.
Okay.
No, so I am really concerned that this situation is not going to get better. Because we went from Norland to here, and... What
are the chances of that?
It's still happening. So I'm like really thinking, with my husband, let's just move on and try to sell this house. I don't want to take a chance that maybe out of this another time they're going to occur to themselves, drive again, and by mistake they run over my children or something, because they're holding a camera up and they...
So, that being said, right now, living there, you're not comfortable having your kids playing outside?
Not at all, because I feel that I don't know when they're going to come back. Like, I don't know exactly what's happening at this point.
Yep.
And sometimes my daughter comes from bus, so I usually go and pick her up. I don't want her walking. Like, I usually go on the other side. I try to avoid as much as possible, you know, but at the same time, it's uncomfortable, because I don't know when is this nightmare going to continue on and on and on. I hope it stops. I hope that this time, at least they are a little bit more...
Starting to direct his focus on me, though.
Yeah, now you. Yeah, now you.
So, that's okay.
Yeah.
That's,
I think it's part of the work that you're doing, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I don't think I have any other questions. I'm going to leave the video on. I'm just going to talk to my partner. If I don't have any other questions, I'm going to bring your husband in, and I'll explain to you where we are in the process.
Yeah,
okay?
I really appreciate it. Thanks.